You know that fresh produce is the best produce. That's why at Pick and Save, we invest in Wisconsin farmers to bring you seasonal picks that taste fresh from the farm good, like sweet corn, refreshing watermelon, and juicy peaches. So whether you're a delivery lover, a picker-upper, or you shop in-store, your local produce always tastes 100% fresh, or you get a 100% refund guaranteed. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Live from multiple locations via the miracle of Skype, it's the LTN Hour. Let's talk NASCAR with your host, Todd Bailing. Featuring dangerous Dan Margetta and Brian Schmidt. LTN is a caller-driven program, and your participation is encouraged by calling 414-421-7901. That's 414-421-7901. Now, the creator and host of the fastest hour in radio, Todd Bailing.
And good morning. It's Chicago weekend. It's a big deal for not just Chicago, but folks around here who may have gone down there. That includes my two partners, Dan Margetta and Brian Schmidt, who are talking to us from the Congress Plaza Hotel in beautiful downtown Chicago, overlooking the race course, which is not going to get underway racing right now. It is absolutely pouring, or at least that's what they're showing here, guys.
Yeah, that's what's going on outside right now. It's coming down pretty good. So it's not going to get started on time with the resumption of the Xfinity race. For the Cup race, this is supposed to be out of here this afternoon. I think we're okay for that. It's going to be a challenge to get this Xfinity race in. We'll see what they do here. But I'll tell you, since now that I'm here and I've seen this and kind of experienced the street race thing, I think it's pretty cool. You can accuse me of drinking Kool-Aid all you want, but now that I'm here, I've been a part of it. It is a pretty cool thing. It's probably because I've never seen it before. It's got that vibe of like when the Brickyard 400 first came on. We went to Indianapolis. I couldn't believe we're at Indianapolis. I can't believe we're racing in a downtown city on streets, and it's been a pretty good deal. So now I know I'd rather be in Road America just like everybody else, but it is a cool deal here.
Yeah, it is. It is really cool. I was real skeptical when we came down here. You know, I didn't know what it was going to be like when it took us an hour to go 7 miles on Friday to get into downtown. But once we got here, I mean, we turned the corner to drive to our hotel, and we're driving down Michigan Avenue, and the grandstands are right next to us. The McDonald's banners are up. It's pretty cool. The way the fans and the drivers intermingle here, I think, is the biggest thing I've noticed about this, because the drivers, there's no motorhome lot, there's no owner's lot, there's none of that here. The drivers are staying in a hotel just like us. We went and signed in, and Brad Keselowski is sitting in the Chicago Athletic Club hotel lobby just like everybody else talking. So they're all intermingled. And the funniest thing is, half the people here don't even know what's going on. So you have a mix of people. I mean, our hotel is half full of volleyball players that are playing in a volleyball tournament down the street at the McCormick Place. So I've never been in a situation like that, where usually anytime you go to a NASCAR race, it's all NASCAR folks, but it's a big mix of everybody here. So it's a really weird, but in a cool way situation we have here. And then
it's an event. I mean, it's absolutely an event for those who are NASCAR fans and not volleyball players. This is one of the coolest things. Now, Dan, you did a video from the view from your room. Did you post that on our Facebook page?
I did, and you can see some of that. We're right overlooking turns 8, 9, and 10, just coming out of turn 7 and through the Congress Plaza half circle part of the racetrack. And it's pretty cool. You can see that kind of thing. And just to see the cars on the city street, it's narrow. Now I don't know what kind of race we're going to see. I mean, it's definitely narrow. It might be insane when we get going here. But it's something you haven't seen before, and it's historical, and that's the part to me that kind of really sticks out. I kind of wish Ed was still around, because I think he'd appreciate something like this too. I thought about that this weekend. Man, it's about time I'd be calling Ed and saying this is pretty wild.
Yeah, no kidding. Brian, you're the one that got the room initially, correct?
Yeah, it's funny because the day this happened, as upset and distraught we were that at the time we thought we were losing our date at Road America to this event. You know, I thought, well, you know, there's a chance we want to go see this. Let me start looking. So as the press conference was going on, when I got home from work, I looked around at the different hotels here, and I saw a schematic with a track, and I saw this Congress Plaza Arc, and I thought, well, maybe I can get a room there. So my mom had stayed in Chicago quite a bit over the years, and I called her and I said, hey, when it says Lakeview room, can you see the lake from those rooms? And she's like, yeah, why? What are you doing? I said, because they're going to race in Grant Park for NASCAR. I said, I want to book a room with a view of the lake, and I think I could see it. She goes, Well, yeah. I mean, you can see the fountain from there. I'm like, all right, good. So then I booked it, and they didn't know anything about it. So I got it at a normal, they were right around $200 a night rate. That is what.
That's what it was, $200?
Right around there, yeah, give or take. Every night was a little different depending upon the rate of it, but if you average it together, that's about what we got. So, yeah, that's how I booked it. And I mean, there's several rooms here that people are staying in these rooms that aren't even NASCAR fans, probably don't realize what's going on.
Unbelievable. Now, there was a weekend pass that they were selling, but just because of how bad the weather has been and all this other sort of thing, apparently they're selling a general admission ticket for today only for $200, which is the same as what you have in your beautiful hotel out of the pouring rain and able to watch the race. And what do you get for $200 general admission?
There's certain areas you can go in. You can't go in any of the grandstands that you see because those are set up for just the people that bought those seats. But I will add that when you stand along the fence line, I shot a little video of standing along the fence line. Unlike a lot of racetracks where the walls are really high, the walls are not high here. So if you stand along the fence line, you get a really good view of the cars coming through. So the people that have general admission ticket are going to be able to get that. The biggest selling point is the concert. That's what the big hit of the general admission ticket is, the concert, and that's where we have the big problems that we ran into yesterday, but not with the Chainsmoker concert, which was their headline of this event, being canceled and not going off last night because of
come on
lightning with and there's a policy because we're racing in the city of Chicago Park. So the city of Chicago Parks Department has their own lightning policy, which does not correlate with what NASCAR's policy is, and that's why the whole thing ended last night. On top of that, the Chainsmokers were scheduled to play in Las Vegas at 10:30 Las Vegas time last night, so they couldn't hang around. I mean, it was by 8:30 last night. It was beautiful out here. There was really nothing going on, and the place was vacant. So they kind of got themselves into a real mess last night with the scheduling and all this stuff. And I feel real bad for Julie because she put a lot of work into this. And to have last night kind of crumble was sad to see.
And it's all weather related, which, you have to have in the back of your mind. This is, rain season around here, even though it's been a dry summer so far. We're waiting just for the NASCAR weekend in beautiful downtown Chicago. And all of a sudden, that's what we have to deal with. Denny Hamlin was fastest qualifier, 89.557. Gentlemen, of the racing I saw, which they're showing right now from yesterday, I didn't see a lot of passing. Is that my imagination?
No, it's not. It's pretty narrow. I mean, this track is narrow with walls on both sides. Now, early in the race, we only got almost halfway to the race. Now, when it gets down to go time and it's everybody's kind of all take and no more give, you may see some passing big because you set guys up where they have no choice. You like the turn we're at by turn 8 here. If you get inside of somebody, that guy's gonna give you the spot. He's gonna hit the wall head on. So that haven't got that intensity yet. But no, it is a difficult place to pass. You're gonna have to move somebody to do it, I think, and we'll see what happens as it gets down to go time.
So the guys up at the front of this thing are most definitely the favorites. If you are a big fan of, say, for instance, Chase Elliott, he's starting back pretty far. Was involved in a some sort of a crash. Was it during qualifying?
Yeah, it was right during in qualifying. He was following. We have that Australian supercar guy, the Shane Van Gisbergen, who is pretty good in the supercars. He's running that Trackhouse 91 car, which is their project car, and he was pretty quick. And Elliott was following him, and I think he was trying to keep up with him. And it happened right in front of our view here in the hotel room, right on turn 8. He clipped the inside wall, which shot him across the track, and he pounded that barrier head on. So much, in fact, that they had to work on it last night and reinforce it because it moved when he hit it. So that put him down, and that destroyed the car and it makes him start in the back.
And we got a guy named Shane Van Gisbergen starting third in this event.
Yeah,
it's the 91 car, right?
Yeah, he's an interesting character. I posted part of the bullpen session we had with him yesterday after qualifying. Real tall guy. I mean, one of the taller NASCAR guys you're going to see, but well-spoken. He raced in a lot of stuff like this over in Australia with these touring cars. So, I mean, he has his head on straight. He's got some good equipment there. He doesn't, he doesn't know how this is going to go with this type of racing and the elbows out racing that we sometimes have in NASCAR on road racing. He's not sure he's quite ready for that, but he's going to give it his best shot, and he's got a really good starting spot.
Yeah, we got him. We got Jensen Button.
Like that.
We have F1 Jeff Jensen Button here, and in a Rick Ware car. I wonder if that's got some Stuart Haas affiliation there because that car was pretty quick too.
Looking over the qualifiers. So you got the 11 of Hamlin, then the 45 of Tyler Reddick. If you don't think that the winner is going to come from those two, they're going to have to make a mistake, really, I think, to lose this thing. Shane Van Gisbergen, who knows how good this guy is? Maybe he's great, Interesting. Christopher Bell and Suarez, the rest of your top five. The boys are downtown Chicago where it's pouring rain. It's going to be at least an hour and a half before they get going because lightning just struck again. Ay, ay, ay. We'll be back.
Inflation compensation is back.
Oh, yes.
Demand your supply of $1,000.
$1,000? Oh!
Just listen for the keywords to text in to win $1,000. Happening now on thebig920.com.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship-winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company, in the heart of Wisconsin, is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at wagnerautomotive.com.
It's the social event of the summer as the WeatherTech International Challenge with Brian Redmond returns to Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, July 13th through the 16th. It's the largest vintage racing event in America, featuring over 400 vintage and historic race cars. This event will highlight the Kastner Cup, featuring Triumph sports cars, and the popular Concours d'Elegance on Friday and Saturday along the streets of Elkhart Lake. Kids 16 and under get in free with paid adult. Camping and family fun at Road America all weekend. Visit roadamerica.com today.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
The Arkham Menard Series.
Here they come off four, and the green flag is in the air.
Heads back to Mid-Ohio.
Trouble back straightaway. One car is around, and now fire coming out of that car.
Can Jesse Love win for the 5th time this season?
He's closed it down to 2 car lengths. A car length and a half now. Checkered flag in the air, and Jesse Love.
It's the Zinsser Smart Coat 150.
Friday night, coverage starts at 5 on the Big 920 and your iHeartRadio app.
Well, the boys are stuck in a rainy Chicago downtown hotel room at the Congress Plaza Hotel. However, we are fortunate to have connected with Wisconsin's one and only Cup driver, Josh Bilicki, who is joining us. Josh, welcome.
Hey, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Josh, first thing we got to hit on is a pretty good qualifying effort for your BJ McLeod Motorsports team there. 27th on the grid. You're ahead of guys like Kevin Harvick, Ricky Stenhouse, Ross Chastain, Harrison Burton, Austin Cindric, Andy Lally. What do you think of your efforts so far? I think it looks pretty solid to me.
Well, that's much appreciated. I'm actually a little disappointed with it because I think 3/10 or 4/10 would have gotten us into the top 20. So that just shows how close the Cup Series field is. This track not having any runoff area, no room for errors. I'm definitely conserving a little bit, especially under braking. And I think I probably lost about 2 or 3/10 under braking alone that lap. So, I just don't want to put my team in a bad spot. Our backup car is not it's not pretty. It's not the Stewart-Haas backup car that's, equal to their primary car. So I just really wanted to get through practice and qualifying without any scrapes, any scratches, and we did that. And like I said, I think I was just maybe a little bit too conservative. If I would have pushed a little bit harder, I think we could have gotten maybe around 20th, which would have been really, really cool for me. Would have been a personal goal of mine in the Cup Series. But we do have a clean race car, and not everybody else can say that. So a successful weekend so far. I hope we get this race in today, because it's rainy and it's not looking very pretty so far. I keep getting updates every 15 minutes of changes and updates. So I guess we'll see.
A journal is much more than a book of blank pages. It's a personal journey, a place to gather thoughts, explore ideas, and become the best version of yourself. Papier creates quality journals, notebooks, and more to help you make each day noteworthy. Each product is thoughtfully crafted with gorgeous hand-drawn designs and details that inspire. Papier offers a range of journals, from wellness and gratitude to recipes and travel, and much more. Their perfectly curated pages encourage you to focus on what's between the lines. And with undated pages, you can plan and track things at your own pace. Best of all, each product can be personalized for free to be as unique as you or a special person in your life. Put pen to paper and start your journey today with Papier. Visit papier.com for 10% off your first order. That's 10% off at papier.com. A blank page holds infinite possibilities. It stirs our passions and is a space to become. Papier takes all the wonder and potential of a blank page and creates premium quality stationery, journals, notebooks, planners, and more. Each product is crafted with thoughtful details and gorgeous hand-drawn designs. Each page is as special as the thoughts you put in them. Best of all, their products can be personalized for free to be uniquely yours or to make an unforgettable gift for someone in your life. Papier's high-quality notebooks are a beautiful place to keep your notes, ideas, and memories. And with their undated planners, you can organize and track life at your own pace. Make each day noteworthy for yourself or someone you love with Papier. Visit papier.com for 10% off your first order. That's 10% off at papier.com.
Happens.
Yeah, I hope we get it off too as well. Now, you've actually been on the course, and you're a road course guy. I mean, yeah, that's kind of your specialty. Have you ever driven a street course before? And what was this place like? You taking your first laps around here? Well, you didn't really know what to expect because nobody ever been on it before.
Yeah, so I have actually never raced on a street circuit, and some people thought that I have, but I have not. So we did a lot of training on the simulator. This track has been on iRacing for the last 2 years, so I've logged many laps on iRacing, and it was actually on iRacing before they even announced that this race was happening in real life. So I think that's pretty unique. But I also just on the Chevy simulator and on iRacing, that really prepared me for at least which direction. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear that. I have an alarm going off on my phone saying there's flooding.
We do too on our scanner. Yeah.
There's a flash warning down in Chicago.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it was loud. It was like the Amber Alert, the siren. It went right off my ear.
The same thing going on in our room on my scanner.
But
not
anyways,
what you want to hear is trying to get ready to race, Josh.
Yeah. The simulator prepared us for a dry racetrack and not floods. So it's unfortunate. Actually, I talked to somebody that's from the city, and they said they've been in a drought. They haven't had rain in real rain like this in a month. And I guess the saying is true: if you want rain, just call NASCAR. So it's unfortunate that we're in this situation right now. Obviously, there's nothing that we can do as an organization. We can't control the weather. So going back to how I prepped for the race, just the simulator really gets you in a good direction of where the track's going. And they laser scanned this track surface about 2 months ago, and they actually have repaved many parts of the track. And the simulator was actually bumpier than it was in real life. So don't get me wrong, it's still very bumpy, and there's still some really big trouble spots. But the simulator was actually, I think, a little bit scarier than it was in real life. And talking to other drivers, they said kind of the same thing too. So it was really cool to drive the track for the first time. You don't really notice the buildings around you because you're focusing on the racetrack. The walls come at you really quickly, especially the inside walls. Our current Cup car, it's so hard to see past the A post and all the roll cage, that center bar going down the windshield. It's really hard to see through that. And when you're trying to use every track, every bit of the track, that's why you see some guys make a mistake and clip the inside wall, which puts you out on the outside wall. So I won't be surprised if you see that during the race today. I've actually been pretty surprised the Xfinity race has been so clean, and the Cup practice was actually a little bit goofier than the Xfinity practice. So we'll see what happens when we go racing here.
So how are you going to move forward? How are these? We saw in the Xfinity race, it's really hard to pass. We saw in Cup practice, I think the only passes I saw were guys. I was over in the 9, 10, 11 complex in the Michigan Grandstand yesterday during Cup practice, and guys would lift and let guys pass each other. You're not going to have that in the race. So where are the best passing zones, and how are you guys going to work your way forward in this?
Yeah, that's a great point. It's going to be extremely tough, especially in the Cup Series. We have brakes that are actually pretty good now, and the Xfinity cars don't have that. So we're pushing the braking capabilities almost to 90 to 100% every single lap. And if I'm driving at 95% braking capability and somebody's behind me and they just go 101 or 102%, that's over the limit of what the car can handle, and they're going to be in the wall. So, unfortunately, I don't think there's going to be many great passes this race. I know that fans don't want to hear that, but it is just so hard to pass around here unless somebody makes a mistake. So maybe if you lose traction on drive off and you just get a bad run down the straightaway, maybe you can set up a pass and be side by side going into the braking zone. But it's going to be really hard to pass into the braking zones just because there's no room for error. And if you push just a little bit too hard and the guy that you're passing is already pushing at max, max what he can do with his car, it's not going to end up good for both cars. So, unfortunately, I think it might be a little bit of follow the leader. We'll see what happens when tires start falling off. I think we did about 10 laps yesterday on a set of tires, and fall off wasn't very great, which I'm surprised about. It's a really rough surface, and to see only half a second of fall off, I was a little bit disappointed with that. I think every driver, every fan wants to see 2 seconds or 3 seconds. So that's something that we need to work on because I think that would make passing a little bit easier.
What time are you going over to the track, Josh? Are you pretty much ready to go?
Well, I was going to go to watch the Xfinity Series race, and it's downpouring right now, and I don't think I can even get let in the track. I think some of our guys are there right now, but they're just sitting in the hauler, so the hauler is probably packed, and the Xfinity guys don't even know what's going on. Like I said, every 15 minutes I'm getting updates that the lightning delay is cleared, and then there's another lightning strike. And the city of Chicago has pretty strict guidelines. If there's any severe weather in the area, they will not allow people into the park. So I really don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to try to watch the race on television. It's hard actually for me to learn watching in person just because you only see a very small section of the track. And watching on TV, you can see and you can hear, especially when they go on the onboard videos. So we'll see what happens. If they start in the rain, it's going to be really interesting because there's a chance that maybe we start the race in the rain too.
Well, Josh, good luck today from all of us at LTN, man.
One real quick question before we let Josh go. A lot of our fans are Road America fans. They're still upset. We lost our Cup race there, Josh. I talked to several different drivers over the weekend, including yourself. Obviously, we all want to be back at Road America, but I think there's enough want for racing to be up here and down there at the same time, correct? We can run both, and you're going to be at the Xfinity race in a couple months, correct?
Yep. I will be at the Xfinity Series race, which is actually later this month, so I'm excited about that.
I know.
But I am very disappointed that the Cup Series lost a date at Road America. Road America being my home track just has so much value to me. But talking to the other drivers, every single driver loves going to Road America. The fans love Road America. I mean, there's a reason it was voted the most popular track in NASCAR in 2021. So I was very disappointed to see Road America lose a date. But I do think there's room for both on the schedule. I think there's a lot of people that are against the Chicago street race. And honestly, I think the whole venue is a really neat race weekend. It's a shame that we have weather, but we can't control that. If everything would have went to the schedule yesterday, the Chainsmokers concert and the end of the Xfinity race, it was packed. I had never seen that many fans for an Xfinity race, and it was just so energetic. So there's room for both. I hate the fact that we go to some tracks that might not produce great racing twice throughout the year. And I would love to see, Chicago and Road America on the schedule in 2024.
There you go. Josh, good luck today, my friend, and do well. We're going to be
Thank you,
keeping a
Alex.
close eye. This could be one of your better racetracks.
Well, I appreciate it. I just hope we get the race in.
All right, man. We're going to take a break and be back.
Inflation compensation is back.
Oh, yes.
Demand your supply of $1,000.
$1,000? Oh!
Just listen for the keywords to text in to win $1,000. Happening now
on the Big920.com.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
Miller Sales and Service is the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer for customer service and satisfaction. Serving the area since 1939, Miller's is located on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. As the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer, Miller's has all kinds of Bravo trailers from 8 feet to 48 feet in stock. They also have a selection of B&B utility and dump trailers, reliable and Chilton open aluminum and steel trailers. With over 50 pre-owned low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs, Miller's has just the vehicle you are looking for. Miller's also carries a full line of Alumacraft boats and Manitou pontoon boats, complete with Evinrude outboards. Why not buy from racers who know what racers want and need? With Miller's Sales and Service on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. Call Jerry, Tom, or Brad Miller today at 920-994-4358. That's Miller's Sales and Service, 920-994-4358.
The month of July features exciting racing at the Fair Park in Plymouth. This Saturday night, watch the Wing Sprint Cars, Grand Nationals, and B-Mods. Making another special appearance will be the Legend Cars. July 15th will be Autograph Night with free flags and the Wall of Fame induction ceremony during intermission. On track will be the late models, Wing Sprint Cars, Grand Nationals, B-Mods, and Vintage Modifieds. Gates open at 4:30, opening ceremony at 6. We'll see you there.
This week on NASCAR Live, Tony Stewart joined the show.
You know, you have somebody that's mentally prepared for a challenge like this, but has earned the opportunity for it at the same time. So, I feel like Rodney's belief in Josh and what we've been able to do the last year of watching him as well in the Xfinity Series has proven to us why he deserves this opportunity.
There's much more waiting for you each week on NASCAR Live.
Every Tuesday night at 6 on the Big 920 and your iHeartRadio app.
With all the optimism revolved around the Chicago race this week, we heard just takes the wind right out of your sails. Jimmy Johnson's mother-in-law, her name was Terry Janway, had some sort of issue, and there was a handy gun there. And with an argument with her husband, Jack, she shot and killed him, and then called police and said someone with a gun is in her house. Didn't tell them it was actually her. Then she killed her 11-year-old grandson who is living with them. And then as the police were coming in the front door, she killed herself. Just absolutely terrible set of circumstances. Muskogee, Oklahoma. Jack Janway was a chiropractor and an acupuncturist in Muskogee, and they had a son that died in a skydiving accident several years ago. He had been a veteran of skydiving, did over 1,000 jumps, and the one time that he went, they supposedly have a chip that can tell if a chute doesn't open, that it would automatically deploy. And the chute, the chip was, they knew it wasn't in the chute, in the parachute before he jumped out, because he said, I'm not worried about it. I've got 1,000 jumps, no problem. When he jumped out with a couple other guys, he hit his head on somebody else and was knocked out, and the thing didn't open like it was supposed to, and he fell to his death. And apparently Terry Janway, his mom, was never the same after that, which, that's understandable. But for one reason or another, the gun was handy. Terry grabbed it, killed her husband, killed her grandson. Boy, oh boy, that's tough. and then killed herself. So Jimmy, who was supposed to have been racing this weekend in Chicago, obviously withdrew and put a tweet out there that they're not going to talk about it. Well, it'd be difficult to do. And our best to that whole family. Just unbelievable, some of the things that can happen out there. Go ahead, Dan.
Legacy cars, I think, have JJ above the door, don't they? I think they have, so he, just to represent him somewhat. It's a bad deal all around, and just feel bad for him the whole thing.
On a brighter note, today is Richard Petty's birthday. He's 86 years old. That would be Jimmy Johnson's car-owning teammate. But Richard, I don't know. Did you guys see Richard Petty in Chicago? It doesn't sound like a place he would come.
I didn't see him.
No, I have not seen him either. Nope.
He's out celebrating his birthday.
We were talking earlier about how this was the Road America date on the schedule. When you start learning everything behind that, you kind of understand what worked. That Road America date was never a permanent date. That was a temporary date all along. I mean, they started coming up with the concept of this track in 2019. They sent, Jordan Bianchi had a pretty good article on The Athletic that's explained how this all came about. They sent a team out here in November of 2020 with iRacing, and they scanned this racetrack to come up with a track here to build it for iRacing with the thought of making it in real life. And I think this was always going to be Chicagoland's date. They were going to take it from the Chicagoland track and put it here. Then everything happened in 2020, and 21 Illinois was shut down. Needed somewhere to race. They couldn't race at Chicagoland, so Road America got Chicagoland's date, and it was a 2-year deal, and I think it was only a temporary thing right from the start. They didn't tell us that when it happened. The wrench we threw in their plans is we all showed up. I mean, everybody showed up.
100,000 plus at Road America.
Right, and so, you had to have it one more year in 22, but if anything's going to bring it back on the schedule, that's what'll do it. I mean, everybody around here you talk to says we should be racing there. We can race there and we can race here. It's not oversaturation. And I think that's the people showing up and making it a big deal is something you have in your corner. Now, NASCAR and the tracks, I get together and do some other work out some other issues negotiations that way, sanctioning and all that kind of stuff. And because neither side's going to lose money at it, kind of thing. So if they can get all that worked out together, I think we can be back on the schedule.
Yeah, and I mean, I talked to a couple drivers over the week. I was in the elevator with William Byron yesterday afternoon in the media center, and we're going to go. I'll talk about it when we get back.
All right, very good.
Fresh produce is the best produce. That's why at Pick and Save, we invest in Wisconsin farmers to bring you the freshest seasonal picks. So no matter how you shop, your local produce always tastes 100% fresh, or you get a 100% refund. Guaranteed. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
Save big on your favorites with the Buy 5 or More Save $1 each sale. Simply buy 5 or more participating items and save $1 each with your card. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
Progressive presents Precious Moments.
Nothing beats driving cross-country in our RV.
This is so much fun, Dad. I don't even need to look at my phone.
It's not the destination. It's the journey. Jinx!
The exchange you just heard didn't actually happen, but it could. Bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive and you could use the savings to make sure that RV is always ready to hit the road. Who knows, your teenager might actually put down her phone for 5 minutes. It could happen. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers.
We'll sneak away and be right back.
You want speed? Then get your tickets now for the Trans Am Speed Tour, July 7th through the 9th at Wisconsin's Road America in Elkhart Lake. This race weekend is presented by Pirelli, and the Trans Am grids are populated by Mustangs, Camaros, and Challenger. On Saturday, there'll be a license plate event and a Henry Cars and Coffee Show. Bring the entire family as kids 16 and under get in free with paid adult admission. And make it an affordable weekend by camping. A great way to round out your holiday week. All this at Road America, your national park of speed.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
The month of July features exciting racing at the Fair Park in Plymouth. This Saturday night, watch the Wing Sprint Cars, Grand Nationals, and B-Mods. Making another special appearance will be the Legend Cars. July 15th will be Autograph Night with free flags and the Wall of Fame induction ceremony during intermission. On track will be the late models, Wing Sprint Cars, Grand Nationals, B-Mods, and Vintage Modifieds. Gates open at 4:30, opening ceremony at 6. We'll see you there.
The NASCAR Cup Series.
Green flag just moments away, and it's in the air, and we are underway.
Heads to the Windy City.
Oh, one car gets turned. Around and into the outside wall goes Michael McDowell.
For a historic street race on the banks of Lake Michigan.
Up off turn number 4. Kyle Busch looks up, sees the checkered flag. Kyle Busch will win.
It's the Grant Park 220.
Sunday, coverage starts at 3:30 on the Big 920 and your iHeartRadio app.
Welcome back to the program. You guys have been in the middle of all this. First of all, from what I understand, Brian, it was pretty hot down there yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was extremely hot. The drivers getting out of the car. I mean, with the mufflers on them Cup cars, it just creates so much more heat inside that car that it didn't have a place to go, and the muffler holds the heat. So it was extremely humid yesterday as well, which also created a little bit more. And the airflow isn't what you got at a normal track, because you got the big buildings and everything. It holds the heat in a little bit more. But finishing the thought with William Byron, I was in the elevator with William Byron yesterday in the media center, and I was kind of wearing all my Road America apparel all weekend here. Just
good.
We talked about it last week when I was in the media center there, and those guys are like, yeah, just remind them. It's subtle reminders. So I'm in there, and William looks, says hi. I'm standing right next to him. He goes, "Are you from up that area?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, we never should have left that place." He goes, I think we should be racing there, and we should be racing here. Those are the places we should go. The fans up there were amazing, and he talked about the Slinger Nationals. He's looking forward to coming up there with that. So several different drivers there. We saw Josh Williams in our lobby here. Same thing. He saw me wearing the Road America shirt. We should be up there this weekend. Don't tell anybody I said that. So a lot of the drivers are pushing for it too. So the fans that are upset about this place, as we said, is not the fault. It's not. Chicago is not the reason Road America doesn't have their date. It looks like it's where the race came from, but it's not. So we can kind of put that to bed and try to hope that this thing can be successful, because I think 2 events up here in the Midwest would be the best for NASCAR, because we have fans show up here.
Yeah. Ben Kennedy of NASCAR reiterated that they're going to stick to their 3-year plan in this whole thing, which I like to call the Lori Lightfoot 220. She's the one that set it up, but it really it's such an event. If it wasn't for the weather, this would be a pretty successful event, don't you think?
Yeah, I believe it would be. I mean, a lot of the drivers Kyle Larson had said he's never walked so much. He's put on more steps the last 3 days than he think he has the last 3 months, getting around and being able to intermingle with the fans. They haven't made the huge announcement over the weekend of the dates for next year. So that's what still leads me to believe that we have to get this event completed. We have to tabulate all the numbers. Money is what makes everything work. And the amount of money, it was shot out there that this was costing around $50 million to put this event on. Then there's talks that $50 million was gone 2 weeks ago already. So we may have succeeded with that. There's union deals you have to deal with. The fire safety issue here was because this was in the city of Chicago. Originally, the city of Chicago Fire Department were the ones that wanted to run the entire event, and they were going to have to be paid, overtime for their time here. Well, as it turned out, they didn't get enough of those guys to sign up for it. I knew a fire safety guy here that I was talking to yesterday, and he said all of a sudden a week and a half ago they called them, and these are the guys that did the Chicagoland Speedway, and a lot of them work up at Road America, to come down here and help them finish it off. Same fire guys from Chicago didn't do all the training either that NASCAR wanted. They sent 2 guys to represent the entire department, so that didn't work out good too. So there's a lot of logistics, behind the scenes stuff that has to be ironed out that we're finding out about this week here, and all that has to be taken care of before I think they're going to roll out what they're going to do next year. They have the contract, but as we said, the mayor isn't there anymore. She's gone, so it's going to be up to the new people how it goes. And you throw in the concert thing yesterday.
Right.
That's a big one. That's really rubbing a lot of people the wrong way, that you didn't even have that. So we'll see how this all turns out by 9:00 tonight.
And you think about people said last night they have Lollapalooza here, and they've had weather before, and everything didn't get shut down. But Lollapalooza plays a lot more money than the NASCAR.
Yeah, they pay $7 million. And I mean the other thing is, so if this weather were to happen to hang on all day here, it doesn't matter what NASCAR has in their plans. Michigan Avenue and Lakeshore Drive need to be open tomorrow morning for business. That's the agreement they have. They don't care. They'll just tell NASCAR, drag race down the middle of the park if you want, but this street's got to be open tomorrow. So NASCAR is in a bind with this big time here, and this weather isn't helping them.
Well, it's part of the deal. Now, not just that, but they didn't expect all this rain. Where is the track draining okay?
Well, it's a little bit different here. So the way a normal city street is set up, you have your curb. The water runs down what we call a flow line in the business and goes into your catch basins. Well, these walls were set. They're not set on top of the curb because you have light poles along here as I look out the window right now. So they set them in front of the curb. So the water now has to kind of not follow its natural path that it normally does every single day that the street is here. So it makes it a little bit more of a challenge to get it to drain. By the looks of it, it doesn't look too bad. We've been listening to NASCAR communications here, and they've had a couple trouble spots. But for as heavy as it's been raining, it doesn't look too bad. So I think they're going to be okay with that. But that's a whole other thing that you didn't plan on having was, where your water flows is not where it's naturally going to go, and that's how these roads were designed to take care of the water.
While they were setting up yesterday, I see some electrical worker. I don't know if he worked for the city or what, but a 53-year-old man was electrocuted while setting up the front stretch yesterday.
I think he worked for one of the lighting companies or the
contractors.
The contractors and that. And we were actually right around there apparently when it occurred. I didn't see anything happen. We didn't know what was going on. We found about it later. But apparently it happened Friday afternoon.
Friday afternoon, late morning, early afternoon.
Okay. And each car has 3 spotters, a little bit like a road course, huh?
Yeah, that's an interesting way they have that set up too. So we took the media tour we got on one of the double-decker buses that they use to tour you here through Chicago on a normal day-to-day basis, and we took it around the course, and there's a President's Club on the front straightaway. They have spotters up there. They took one of the buses that we were touring on, the double-decker buses, took a row of the seats out. They stuck it down near turn 3, I believe, and that's where some spotters are there. And then on the front stretch here, there's a building down the block from us outside of turn 11 that is about, I think it's the 15th floor up, and they're all standing up top there. I have a little picture of it that I posted of all the little heads up there. So they literally got to leave the premise, go into this building, take the elevator up, and that's where they're spotting from, and they can see all the way down Michigan Avenue. So that's how they're seeing it. So they got most of the course covered pretty decent from those locations.
All right, very good. It sounds like, they got most of the stuff figured out. It's just that the rain has thrown this terrible wrench into things and really got everything. They're going to race with rain tires, right? That's why they have the rain tires there, correct?
Rain tires here. They got wipers on the cars, and they have lights in the back, and they tested them all. They were running yesterday with the lights flashing in the back of the car, so you can see it in the wet. Now, you can't run when puddling water, but I don't think it's getting better now. We won't see the puddles on the track as much as we did before.
Man, there's just so much involved with it. We just got to hope that everything gets in okay. We are preparing, waiting for the rain to pass in Chicago. The coverage right here on the Big 920 will start at 3:30 this afternoon, rain or shine. And the green right now is scheduled for 4:05 our time, and it will be televised on NBC unless there's major problems, and then it'll probably get bumped over to USA, which is where the Xfinity race is supposed to be on right now. It's a cable satellite-only network, so that's what we're dealing with. So
the only lights they have here are street lights, and that's not enough to
they're
light
not
this
much.
track.
No,
we don't have lights. We can't.
I think that's why they moved it up 50 minutes also. Originally, this race was supposed to even be later than that. This race was moved ahead. It was about 8 o'clock last night. I think we got the memo that they moved it up the start time by 50 minutes. That's pretty substantial.
All right. We're going to sneak away for a break. Brian's got some results for you, and we'll be back after these.
Miller Sales and Service is the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer for customer service and satisfaction. Serving the area since 1939, Miller's is located on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. As the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer, Miller's has all kinds of Bravo trailers from 8 feet to 48 feet in stock. They also have a selection of B&B utility and dump trailers, reliable and Chilton open aluminum and steel trailers. With over 50 pre-owned low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs, Miller's has just the vehicle you are looking for. Miller's also carries a full line of Alumacraft boats and Manitou pontoon boats, complete with Evinrude outboards. Why not buy from racers who know what racers want and need? With Miller's Sales and Service on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. Call Jerry, Tom, or Brad Miller today at 920 920-994-4358. That's Miller Sales and Service, 920-994-4358.
It's the social event of the summer as the WeatherTech International Challenge with Brian Redmond returns to Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, July 13th through the 16th. It's the largest vintage racing event in America, featuring over 400 vintage and historic race cars. This event will highlight the Kastner Cup, featuring Triumph sports cars, and the popular Concours d'Elegance on Friday and Saturday along the streets of Elkhart Lake. Kids 16 and under get in free with paid adult. Camping and family fun at Road America all weekend. Visit roadamerica.com today.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
This Saturday night at Dell's Raceway Park is Flystone Towing and Recovery Night. See 5 exciting divisions of racing action featuring the pro late models in a 50-lap feature event. Gates open at 3, qualifying at 4:30 with green flag racing at 6. Get your advance tickets online now at DellsRacewayPark.com. Dell's Raceway Park, located 2 miles west of I-90-94 and exit 85, just off Highway 12. Dell's Raceway Park, Wisconsin's best racing entertainment.
The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
Here comes the field, up through the gearbox, and Hocevar gets a good start.
Travels to Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course.
Trouble further back. One truck goes around. It's Haley Deegan.
Has 3 races remain until the playoffs.
Here comes Hocevar looking for the checkered flag down to the line. Carson Hocevar.
It's the O'Reilly Auto Parts 150 at Mid-Ohio.
Saturday coverage starts at noon on the Big 920 and your iHeartRadio app.
LTN Hour presents Dirt on the Dirt with Brian Schmidt.
Lots of racing again across the state of Wisconsin and the upper Midwest here. We'll start Tuesday night at Beaver Dam. The IMCA modified feature winner there was Mike Whittlestat. In the IMCA stock cars, that was Kenny Richards. Up at Eagle River, the limited late model feature winner was Austin Zadroik, and the stock cars was Dave Blackberg. Springfield, Missouri, the UMP Summer Nationals continue their trek. Logan Martin got the win there. Mason City, Iowa, the World of Outlaw Case Construction Late Model Series, 10,000 to win. Bobby Pierce picked up the win and has the points lead now for the Case Construction Late Models. Wednesday, Quincy, Illinois, the Adams County Speedway for the UMP Summer Nationals, another $5,000 on the line. Ashton Winger picked up the win. Hagerstown, Maryland, Pennsylvania Speed Week, the 410 Sprint Car feature winner there was Brent Marks. Thursday, Benton, Missouri for the UMP Summer Nationals, 5,000 win. Ashton Winger won again. West Fargo, North Dakota, Thursday night, the Red River Valley Speedway for the World of Outlaw Case Construction Late Models, 10,000 to win. Mikey Marler picked up the win. And in Abbottstown, Pennsylvania, Thursday, the Lincoln Speedway for Pennsylvania Speed Week, Freddie Raymer got the win. Friday night, Chilton Gravity Park, the modifieds went to Steve Schneider. Stock cars, Tim Miller. Grand Nationals was Dustin Weiss. Seymour, the Outagamie County Speedway, the Dirt Kings Late Model Tour was up there. Mikey Mullen picked up the win. In the IMCA modifieds, it was Benji Lacrosse, and the stock cars was Nick Bacarama. Fountain City, Wisconsin for the Mississippi Thunder Speedway. The USRA Modifieds, Jake Tim got the win. In the USRA Limiteds, went to Corey Reese. Up at Superior, the Gondik Law Speedway for the Wissota Late Models, Daryl Nelson got the win. Darlington, the Lafayette County Speedway. In the IMCA Modifieds, it was Jed Furbinger. And the Limited Lates was Mike Klein. Jim Falls, the Eagle Valley Speedway, the Wissota Modifieds, Jake Smith. The USRA Limiteds was Dylan Kromschreider. Cedar Lake Speedway in New Richmond, Wisconsin, the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series was there. Brad Sweet got the win. Dresden, Ohio on Friday, the Muskegon County Speedway for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. They had triple 3,000 win features. Tim McCready, Hudson O'Neill, and Ricky Thornton Jr. grabbed those. Paducah, Kentucky on Friday night for the UMP Summer Nationals, 10,000 win. Jason Fager got the win. Grand Forks, North Dakota for the World of Outlaw Case Construction Late Models, 12,000 win. That went to Ryan Gustin. Last night at Plymouth, the IRA 410 Sprints were there, and Travis Ahrens picked up his first career 410 Sprint Car feature win. Congratulations to him. Pretty good friend of his. Really cool to see him get that win. I happened to watch it in the hotel here last night, so that was awesome to see. In the MSA 360 Sprints, Ben Schmidt grabbed the win and continued his point lead. Wilmot, the IRA Wingless Sprints went to Jimmy Sivia. The modifieds was Nick Simons. Shawano in the late models, Todd Frank got the win. The modifieds went to Jordan Bartz, and the stock cars was Trent Nolan. Superior, night number 2 of their Great Lakes Border Battle for the Wissota late models, went to Pat Dorr, and the modifieds went to Shane Sabrowski. Tomahawk, the USRA Limited Lates, went to Travis Frisky. New Richmond, Wisconsin, Cedar Lake Speedway, night number 2 for the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars, David Gravel got the win. Fergus Falls, Minnesota, the I-94 Speedway for the World of Outlaw Case Construction late models, 15,000 win. That went to Bobby Pierce. And finally, last night, the big money race of the week in Dresden, Ohio, Muskegon County Speedway for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, $30,000 to win the Freedom 60. Ricky Thornton Jr. yet again. Boy, that kid, man, he is winning every race there is out there this year, and he's taking home all the big money. So congratulations to him. He got the big money last night. And that is everything we have for this week.
Graduate of the modifieds. He used to dominate in modifieds and then finally got a ride offered his way. Pretty cool stuff. In the world of asphalt racing, and thanks to Paul Reichert, Wednesday, the Cars Tour raced at Caraway Speedway in North Carolina. Lane Riggs won in the late model stock cars, and Caden Quapple won in the pro late models. That was Wednesday at Caraway. Thursday night, State Park Speedway in Wausau. The UMA Super Late Models, Brock Heinrich was your winner, and the Midwest Dash Series, it was Tim Anderson. At Wisconsin International Raceway in Kaukauna, Super Lates were Thursday night. Jordan Thiel was your winner, and Todd Verhagen won in the late models. Friday at Golden Sands, the UMA Super Late Models. Levon Vandergeest, a regular with us at Slinger Speedway and one of the Kawicki candidates, wins his first of the year. At Norway in the Super Late Models, it's called the State Line Challenge. Chad Butts was your winner. At Thomas Sparta Speedway, they ran the Big 8 late models, and John Reynolds Jr. was your winner. Last night at Dells Raceway Park, they ran a Tundra Super Late Model race, and the guy that pretty much owns that track, Mike Litchfield, was the winner. At Jefferson in the late models, Steven Scheel was the winner, and at La Crosse and the NASCAR late models, Skyler Holzhausen won it at La Crosse. Last week at the Slinger Speedway, Jesse Bernhagen won his 5th in a row, and somebody stepped up. I don't know who it was, and I'll have to figure that out. Somebody stepped up and put a bounty out on Jesse Bernhagen. And tonight, the late models are racing along with the super late models. So we're going to get a chance to see if somebody can claim the $1,000 bounty just for beating Jesse Bernhagen. He's been awfully stout at the track. By the way, we have fireworks tonight for the 4th of July weekend, and couple guys. This is the last super late race before the Nationals. So we know there's a couple guys on their way that don't race there very often. I'm not real sure who they all are. I can tell you Derek Thorne announced that he's going to be coming and racing tonight. Dan, is he racing his own car, or is he going to be driving for somebody locally?
The number 7 Paulie Schaefer car.
Oh, the Schaefer car. Oh, that's a good car. And Gabe Summers is racing tonight, who doesn't race at Slinger all that often. He'll be shaking it down, getting ready for the Nationals. So big night. And Dan, you're going to miss it?
Well, I'm down here in Chicago, and the LTN jet is being used by you, apparently. So.
I was going to say, if you leave now, you should be able to make it. It's not raining in Wisconsin.
So, I mean, if not, Matt Losey is filled in before. Don't worry, it'll still be covered. And we had everything situated that way, so that'll work. And I know the results, the Cars Tour at Caraway, he said that Lane Riggs won. He actually got disqualified. It was something with a sway bar end, and it's something that wasn't very significant. And usually in a Cars Tour, they have a pretty thin rule book anyways, and a lot of times doesn't get you a DQ. But when Kevin Harvick owns that car and he's one of the series owners, it looks bad, so they DQ.
God, here we go.
Saying the one Jared Fryer was a winner.
Okay. I'm glad you brought that up. We're going to sneak away for a break and be back. The boys are at the Congress Plaza Hotel overlooking a very rainy racetrack in downtown Chicago. We'll be right back.
Set the damn tone, baby. Every Sunday at noon, we replay the choice cuts of Packers history. Join us for Packers Prime with Doug Russell.
Taking over for a legend is never easy. No, I don't mean Jordan Love for Aaron Rodgers. I mean Wayne Larrivee for Jim Irwin. Of course, it helps when your first game is a classic.
Favre takes short drop, looking right, pops the right side of the end zone. Touchdown, Jeff Collison!
Wayne and Larry's first game this week on Packers Prime.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs, all backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company in the heart of Wisconsin is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at wagnerautomotive.com.
You want speed? Then get your tickets now for the Trans Am Speed Tour, July 7th through the 9th at Wisconsin's Road America in Elkhart Lake. This race weekend is presented by Pirelli, and the Trans Am grids are populated by Mustangs, Camaros, and Challenger. On Saturday, there'll be a license plate event and a Henry Cars and Coffee Show. Bring the entire family as kids 16 and under get in free with paid adult admission. And make it an affordable weekend by camping. A great way to round out your holiday week. All this at Road America, your national park of speed.
This Saturday night at Dell's Raceway Park is Flagstone Towing and Recovery Night. See 5 exciting divisions of racing action featuring the Pro Late models in a 50-lap feature event. Gates open at 3, qualifying at 4:30 with green flag racing at 6. Get your advance tickets online now at DellsRacewayPark.com. Dell's Raceway Park, located 2 miles west of I-90-94 and exit 85, just off Highway 12. Dell's Raceway Park, Wisconsin's best racing entertainment.
Justin Allgaier, does he have enough to bring it home with a lap and a half to go?
Nemechek gets loose. He gets turned around. Allgaier almost lost it.
Justin Allgaier gives him a tap in the back bumper and a push into turn 1.
Austin Hill trying to make a move at the bottom of the racetrack. Can he pull it off here?
Kligerman goes around as Austin Hill wins this race.
The Alsco Uniforms 250, Saturday, July 8th at 6:30 on the Big 920 and your iHeartRadio app.
Last week at Nashville, Ross Chastain punched his ticket, as they say, got his 3rd career win. That's the home of Trackhouse Racing, too. Pretty cool that he was able to win it in front of the owner's people, I guess. So Chastain is now solidly in the playoffs, and a pretty good event all the way around last week at Nashville. A couple other notes that we'd like to cover. The media rights deal. We know it's coming up. It's kind of a big deal, you know. It's been so much money over such a long period of time, and you know, the ratings haven't been what they had really hoped. They were supposed to announce that deal this weekend sometime, and now you know, whisper, they're pushing it back late summer, early fall. Part of it is probably going to be streamed, in case you haven't figured that out already. So we'll have to figure out how they're going to do that, but pretty cool stuff that's coming. The level 1 penalty to Legacy Motorsports, that Jimmy Johnson, Richard Petty's deal there, was upheld by appeal. If you'll remember, that was modifying a single source provided part. Which one was that, Dan? You remember? Was that the something with the air intake?
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that's whatever it was. You can't do that. Anytime you modify that provided part, you're going to get spanked, but good. Here's a good one. We've kind of known that Andretti Autosport wants to come into NASCAR. They've been whispering about it for a long time. The whispers are getting louder that Andretti wants to come in. Now, I know they have a lot of money, all right? However, you know, it's not easy to come into NASCAR. If you're going to do it, you got to get a charter. That's pretty much the way it works. So it's coming down to, well, should we purchase a charter? Like, who has one for sale? Apparently, it's like, you know, you live in a house and somebody says, is your house for sale? And you say, no, it's not. But what if I give you this much? Okay, I'll move. Well, it's kind of the same thing here. They could purchase a charter from someone, or they could partner with an existing charter holding team. So that's all being worked out right now. But it looks like Andretti's are on their way into NASCAR. It's a good name. Be good for the sport. Let's see where that all goes.
We heard that before years ago. They looked at it, nothing came of it. Remember, he was going to bring Dodge in. I think that was like the big rumor way back when. But we'll see. He's trying to get an F1, and they're not really letting him in there. So maybe NASCAR will be there having he goes.
Be nice for a smaller team to have him come in and help him out. Give him some more resources. It'd be great to have another top-notch team out there to make this, even our competitive series even more.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, of course, by now you've seen the impressive list of drivers coming for the Slinger Nationals. That's a week from Tuesday, right? 9 days from now. We already knew Chase Elliott was going to be there. William Byron, he was talking to Brian how he's looking forward to defending his title in the Nationals. We knew that Matt Kenseth was coming, the NASCAR Hall of Famer. And Eric Jones is the newest name. It was rumored before, but it's been put out there now. If you'll remember a couple of years ago, Eric Jones and Matt Kenseth battling it out to the end of that thing. It was, less than clean, but neither one wrecked each other. They just kept passing, full contact passing, and putting a show on like I haven't seen before. Well, Eric Jones is coming back too. And he's really good at Slinger, and he enjoys racing there. So we'll see how that goes. We got fireworks tonight, boys. Let's you won't see it, but I will. And if you can't make it to the track, Racing America is where you find it. All right, we're racing today in the Lori Lightfoot 220 of the Chicago Street Course. I'm taking Daniel Suarez from the 5th position. Dan, you're next.
I'll let Brian go. I'll pick last this time. Go ahead, Brian.
All right.
I'll take Denny Hamlin. I think it's going to be a pole-sitting situation if we're ever able to get this in there. I mean, it is absolutely pouring. Like, this is a frog swallower, they call it here or whatever right now, or frog strangler.
A turkey drowner.
A turkey drowner, yeah, it is. And they're not getting anywhere with this right now. But if it does get going, I think if Danny Hamlin's probably got the best shot at this.
All right. Dan?
I'll go right next to you. Tyler Reddick in the 45 car.
I left those two for you just because let's see if we can get a line in real quick. I don't think we are. Let's try it. John and Sheboygan. You got about 10 seconds. John, what's up?
Yes, I was just going to comment on after the race that Ross Chastain won. I was really happy to see him win and everything he'd done in Cleveland. But after the pre-race ceremonies, all the pictures and everything, those guys were drinking Busch beer. Is Busch going to go there? That was a big rumor.
It is a rumor. That has been. We appreciate the call, John. Food for thought. Thanks a lot to everybody for tuning in. The boys are going to get their galoshes on. No, they don't need galoshes. They move up next to the window in their hotel and they look over the road course in downtown Chicago. Pretty cool stuff. You guys have fun, would you? I'm sure you already are.
Yeah, this is what I want to do in Vegas, but I don't have $1 million.
Yeah, it's a little cheaper in Chicago. It costs the same for the hotel room as it costs to get in the track. Hey, real race cars have doors, even if they do climb in through the windows. Let's Talk NASCAR is produced and directed by Dangerous Dan Margetta. Our engineer is Matt Losi, and for all of us involved with the program, we appreciate you tuning in and making us the #1 download on iHeart in Milwaukee on the Big 920. And we'll see you next week, everybody.
This program has come to you live from multiple locations via Skype. Any and all comments expressed on this show do not necessarily express the opinions of this station, its employees, or advertisers. Your comments are always welcome at mail@ltnradionetwork.com. Find us at facebook.com/LTN Radio Network. And thank you for your support since 1985. Tune in again next Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time for the LTN Hour on the LTN Radio Network.